Hey folks, it is time for the May country walk. It's not a long walk today. I'll put the usual details in the corner. And as usual, it'll be uploaded to OS Maps with a link in the description so you can follow it yourself if you like. But we're just off Farley Road, so Farley Road's over that way. I do like this early part of the summer. All the colours are really fresh and really lovely buttercups there. The pathway skirts around and goes parallel with Farley Road. To a degree, we end up on Harrow Road. Now this is Kennel Farm Field. Up ahead on the left, we'll see what was the parsonage area. Now I'm going to stop here because there's a site ahead which is really quite beautiful. And that's the clock tower slash water tower of Great Park, formerly Warlingham Park Hospital, and that will feature in some of the stuff I'm going to talk about a bit later. Now, this is Green Lane Track. Right, okay, so high growth, mown growth, and this is visible from the air, and this is something that I picked up doing my research, because this field, Kennel Farm Field, was used for air sports, hang gliding, paragliding, that kind of thing. And I would assume that this being mown like that is something to do with that. But the company who ran those sports there, when I did a search for Kennel Farm and air sports, it came up with a company called Green Dragons, but they're now based at Warlingham Farm, which I picked out on a couple of recent videos over near the Botley Hill, Chelsham, North Hill, Worms Heath area. So I assume they've relocated, and I don't know if there's any activity at all going on here in this particular field now, Kennel Farm Field. Stunningly beautiful piece of land, so peaceful, and you don't have to come far off the beaten track to enjoy the peace and beauty. I had the pleasure of giving a talk recently in the Warlingham area, and a couple of people came up to me and said, well, just check that I was the fella off of the YouTube videos, and they said how they really enjoyed them. And I said, you know, not everyone can go out perhaps and do these walks, probably could do variations of some of them, but I said, when I do these walks, you're with me. I'm taking you for the walk, or for a walk, in the countryside, and you're coming along on that journey with me and exploring it. I hope that doesn't sound too twee, but that's in my head. That's what I'm looking to do, so we can all share the experience and the area as best as possible from the comfort of your armchair or iPad or something. So just over to the side here is where Farley Rovers Football Club play, Parsonage Field, and in that wider area was the parsonage, hence the name. So Farley Rovers Football Club, and all this area is sort of parsonage area, and we're still parallel broadly with Farley Road, and we'll just be coming to Harrow Road here. So this is Bridleway. I'm crossing over to Daniel's Lane, further Bridleway. Now this area was the home to the isolation hospital at Warlingham Park. In the 1940s, when there became less of a need to have isolation through medical advancements and vaccinations and the like, this actually was empty for a while, and then in the 1950s it was set up as an alcohol dependency unit, and it was called Pinnell House. So as well as the location of the isolation hospital, there were also some sewage works nearby. Now I'm not sure there will be any evidence of ex-sewage works. Maybe if it's public land, and if you know, then let me know in the comments. I rechecked my map, and it said that they may have been here, well, the site of sewage works. How did you spend your day, Philip? I went looking for ex-sewage works. Well, I don't know what I'm looking for, It's a very nice field. And it's obviously on the footpath network, hence the gate and everything. Yes, well, again, the maps show it. And maybe someone watching this video may know a bit more. I don't know why I need to know more, it's just good to know. Close these things off. History, isn't it? What was there before? Now, I don't know if that's natural, the trees growing out of it, but there might also be some brickwork inside there. It could just be a retaining wall, but it could be sewage related. Honestly, things I get interested in. So we're in the general area of Warlingham Park Hospital. It existed from 1903 to 1999. It was demolished in the year 2000. And I'm going to put a link in the description of this video below to a film that I found on London's Screen Archives website, made in 1963, and tells all about Warlingham Park Hospital. Didn't know there was a tunnel here. And here we have Great Park. Well worth capturing some footage of the clock tower again. So this is Great Park today. And Great Park development being built on the footprint of the old hospital. So that's the junction of Harrow Road and Chelsham Road there. We're going to go this way. This is Chelsham Common. A nice wildflower common there. Straight ahead is where I started the walk. So the other side of the various hedgerows and trees and things. Kennel Farm Field. Then we just came round the outskirts. Beautiful. And we've got the Bull pub there, the Bull Inn. And there used to be a house next to it. And in 1944, a flying bomb landed and completely obliterated it, killing Ada Mary Smith, who lived there. Tragic. That's just the pub garden and part of the car park now. I also found an old photo of the Bull Inn, which I can show you a then and now of how it was to how it is today, which is something I like to do. A few ditches here you have to watch out for. I saw one near the bus shelter, near the hospital. These little pathways and trackways are visible on the Surrey footpath map. It's like an interactive map, it's really good. I'll put the details in the description of the video. It helps with planning activity to know that you are on either common land or a footpath or a bridleway. And as I saw on the previous walk, it clearly says there's private land of which there is public access via the set footpath. So always worth doing this. Don't take any chances, just a little bit of planning and prep and all will be good. I'm almost embarrassed to say I don't know that I've ever walked across the common here. Possibly as a child, I don't know. I don't remember it. There is another walk I plan to do in a couple of nearby woodlands. There's Mill Common in that direction, but sort of over the back areas there, because there are a couple of historical sites there. So that'd be fun to pick those out. Probably a similar walk, a shortish one again. This is Chelsham Road. That goes up to Limpsfield Road at the top, and then back down to the common and beyond into the woods, the back of Addington and the like. And if you're really adventurous, Greenwich or Gatwick. And this bridleway is the last part of the walk. Something occurred to me recently about planning these walks. And if any of you have regular loop walks, ideally in this area, and if they're perhaps uploaded to sites such as OS Maps or All Trails, which is one of the other ones, I'm sure others exist as well, if you can let me know, maybe share them with me somehow, that would be great, because I'm always on the lookout, all about getting out and enjoying the area, staying active and all that stuff. Due to the shade cover here, I'm thinking it might take a while for that to fully dry off. And as it's a bridleway, it probably regularly gets turned over somewhat. Nice little glance through here, let's have a look. Oof. Little pan around. So the steep climb, and then it's all levelled off at the top where they've got that mowing activity. Lovely. So Alexandra Road, that joins up with Chelsham Road at the top. It's all interconnected. You spend hours washing your car and then realise you've got to get through that to get out. Just notice a little bit of history there, just above the sign for Green Hill Lane. A house built in 1740, church house. Wow. So, really nice walk. That was May's shorter country walk. Taken in some, well, the usual questions from me, and some historical sites and references. And thanks for coming along. If you like the video, please hit like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified when I upload new videos and go live on live podcasts and the like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.